We're good.
Last night I got home and realized that the only bag of coffee that we had were beans.
Whole beans.
That needed to be grounded up. And I was like, son of a bitch, man. So, didn't have a coffee until just now.
Oh,
Pre-workout did the job, though. It was all right.
there you go. Of which Kyle's got a bunch of stuff here that
Absolutely. BioWedge. It's a great product. It's one of the things that Megan and I like about BioWedge, and we've been using it for well over a year now. And when we partnered with them, they were like, hey, try it out because you have to believe in our product if you're going to sell it for us. If you don't, then cool, no harm, no foul. We'll go separate ways. So we tried it out. And I was very skeptical about it because the BioWedge philosophy is all natural ingredients, no chemical, man-made crap added into it. It's health and fitness. We're supposed to be doing everything we can to be the healthiest that we can. So why would we put man-made chemicals in our body? And I was like, I was skeptical because that's all I had ever used was, hardcore man-made stuff.
crazy that makes you
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And anyway, tried it, loved it. I had this wicked twitch in my eye for years.
You told me about that a while ago. Yeah.
And as soon as I switched to this, I would say within like 4 weeks, that twitch went away. It was weird. I don't know if there's a correlation between it, but pretty damn close to me to put two and two together.
It makes sense.
But it's a great product, man. Highly recommended. I haven't touched anything else since March of 2023. So
That's cool. Yeah. I need to try it out. Give me 3 shots of espresso, and you saw me yesterday bring a Mountain Dew into the gym. But I'm not training for a show like Kyle is. So
I tell you what, man, that Mountain Dew looked pretty tasty.
and it's funny. Every once in a while, I get the thought of I should do a show, but I know I did it when I was much younger.
Yeah.
And then with the full-time gig, and
Sorry.
And I'm just like, he's laughing because he's like, yeah, right, Eric.
No, I'm laughing because I'm choking on my coffee.
Kyle knows I like my pizza. But it'd be a challenge. And I'm dedicated to the lifestyle and
Absolutely.
the gym, but I also know what I want out of it, which is for all of us can be a little bit different.
Yeah.
So
Oh, sorry, I'm
I still
trying not
like
to cough all over
I
the
still
place.
like being a big meathead, so to speak.
You are
know?
a big meathead.
Thanks.
That's what I love about you. Dude.
No, and it's fun when we're out somewhere, go to a store. I get the hey big guy,
Yeah.
and I kind of grin inside. I don't say a whole lot, but or people like, what do you do? And depending on I'm like, well, I put in a lot of work and I pick up heavy things and put them down,
And I eat.
and I eat a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but anyhow, we are really going to do our best today. We're trying to keep this at 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We got a few topics to touch on. And we were talking before this about leg day. Some friends of mine sent me a picture of a young guy that she was like, we thought this could have been you 20 years ago. And then they took another picture. She's like, until he stood up. And then Addison says to Trish, she's like, nope, because Eric never skips leg day. Apparently the
So
dude.
yeah, little chicken legs, huh?
Yeah.
He was focused on the upper body.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which I know a lot of guys do that, period. But I've always been the legs are the foundation.
Absolutely. Total body guy, right?
Yeah.
Here.
But I've had knee issues most of my life to some degree. I've had a couple arthroscopic surgeries on this one when I was younger, and was told, don't do this and don't do that. Well, I've just kept doing it. It's been okay. But I did take about a year off from doing traditional barbell squats.
What was the reason of taking the year off?
I didn't stop training legs. I was like,
Yeah.
it's a complex movement, so I'm like, I'm gonna try to give my knees a little bit of a break from that.
Yeah.
Well, did it work? No.
Meaning you didn't stick with it, or you didn't give your knees a break.
Well, I gave my knees a break from squatting. I was
Yeah.
still pushing on the sled, still doing extensions and curls, but I haven't been lifting super heavy hardly ever like I used to.
Yeah.
Like moderate weight, more of I need to be healthy, fit, and functional for work and just
Right.
life. So about 2 months ago, I'm like, you know what? I need to get back under the bar because I also felt it in my other like upper body stuff. I'm like, man, and I know you hate it when I stop, but I'm getting a little older, and it's to that point where, okay, is this because I'm getting older? Because I realize, when you hit 50, 60, 70, you don't see 70-year-olds bench pressing 400 pounds anymore.
No.
Or 300,
Yeah.
or, so it's inevitable that some of that is going to go away. But I'm like, I got it.
Yeah.
So I started squatting 2 months ago. Nothing crazy. I had to get up to 3 plates one day, and Erica looked at me like, you meathead. And I've tapered. I do a couple, I do 225, 235 pounds for 5 or 6 sets.
Yeah, I've been watching you lately, dude.
But immediately, my shoulder that was bothering me has started to feel better. I don't know if it's a coincidence or if there's a correlation or not, but like I'm pressing more, easier. I'm doing my best to not go crazy.
Yeah.
We talked the other day, I haven't traditional benched in a year and a half, and I probably never will. I don't have any desire for my shoulder to hurt like that again. And it hasn't.
Yeah.
Now I do machine presses, but it's easy to get out of that.
Yeah. So do you think there's a correlation between, you already said, your
the strength
shoulder feeling
aspect
better,
well,
and putting your legs back in, or
I think
what?
the leg. I know the legs are huge on entire body strength. If you train legs, even moderately heavy, there's a correlation between that and like your chest presses, your rows, all of that. Just it sends that signal to your brain that he's using the biggest muscles in his body, him or her. So the rest of you got to keep up. Is how I look at it.
Well, so what it does and you're right, man. You're right. For people, how can I say this, that aren't enhanced or taking TRT or stuff like that, for a natural person that just wants to come in for general health and fitness, or even people that are natural and come in and take it to the max. Whenever you do good, heavy, strong leg days, it automatically it sends a signal through your body to uptick testosterone production, to help with the recovery process, for the reasons that you just said, because the legs are the biggest muscle in your body. Neurologically, they take the most out of you, so that increase in testosterone that the body that responds from that heavy lift from the body does help with all those things that you say. So that's why I love legs. That's why I'm a big.
And I will say this: it works for everybody, whether you're enhanced or not. Like the pro bodybuilders, that are taking who knows what kind of gear, they got huge legs, but taking the gear doesn't give them the huge legs. They put in enormous amounts of work. Like it's insane what those guys do. And gals.
There is a man, my mind just can't work today. But there's false notions out there from people that think that, these bodybuilders or anybody that looks good, that they're taking steroids, and they're like, oh man, I can take steroids and look that good. And the answer is no.
Not if you don't want to put in the work.
Steroids are not let's call it anabolics or whatever. It's trying to find a PC way to say it here. They're not freaking a miracle drug. You got to put the work in. You still have to eat.
You got to eat
can't
right.
just magically put it in your body and sit on the couch at home and think, oh man, now
nothing's going to happen.
Or put it in your body, still come into the gym, half-ass the work, half-ass the recovery, and half-ass your nutrition, and think that you're going to get optimal results either, because you're not. So you got to do the work.
You got to do the work.
You got to do the work. So
and no, that part of my thing with the squats and wanting to bring it up is, if you don't squat, in my opinion. And a lot of people, oh, my back, my knees. You know what? Start out with a lighter weight, work on good form, get somebody to help you if you need some help. Get a trainer or a knowledgeable person that you trust to help you out.
Absolutely.
And is there I don't believe there's truly a perfect way to do it. We're all the same, but we're all a little bit different.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, dude.
So
I mean,
there's
body mechanics are body mechanics to a certain extent, but I'm taller than you, so it might be a little off on me. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I understand what you're saying, dude. We're all different. So when you do that, work with the range of motion that best suits your body type. Yeah, does that make sense?
Like the old school, my old school meathead ways of squatting were ass to grass.
Yeah.
But you don't have to do that.
No, you don't have to do that.
You probably want to get to a 90.
For sure. At a
You
minimum.
know, or a little past the 90.
You know, so working, when I was completing my master's degree and all the research that I saw.
He's the smart one.
No, I'm really not, dude. 90 degree is honestly, that's optimal. That's like
Right.
where you want to be. It maintains the tension on the legs. If you start to drop past that, the tension starts to kind of go away.
And then
And so you're not
pulls on
holding
your,
the tension.
It pulls on your joint more than.
Yeah, it pulls on other things. And it's great, I have heard on research from reading, I read every once in a while, believe it or not, that it's good for for glutes. So if you're a woman and you're trying to build up your glutes, then going down further, yes, because then it activates that glute to push back up and come back up to the standing
I
stance.
tease-
So, but
Erica
I'm
was-
with you. 90 degrees.
When I met
dude,
Erica, her
you don't
butt
need to do
was
anything
flat.
less than that.
She's like, how do I get a butt? I said, you squat and you squat deep.
Yeah.
She's like, I can't squat as low as you. I'm like, well, you can squat as low as you can. Well,
Yeah.
guess what? She got a butt now.
All thanks to you, man.
Yeah, I helped build it. Anyhow, I just wanted to touch on that.
Oh, hold on. One more thing.
Yeah.
One more. I know we got to move on. It comes back in line with the everybody's different. Use your range of motion kind of deal. And so I read a thing the other day. I saw it on Instagram. So who knows how much truth there really is to it. But it was talking about when Arnold used to do squats. He would do them, but because of his height, he didn't like to do them because it caused him to have
difficult.
to come more forward with his upper body instead of keeping his back straight like his training partner Marco Colombo could do.
'Cause he was
Colombo
short.
was so short, he could keep his back straight and hit 'em, bam, bam, and come up and have that perfect form.
Arnold
Tall
was
guy
bent
like
over.
Arnold was bent over, so he actually preferred to do front squats because then it forced him to have to stay up tall and keep that spine lined up the way it's supposed to. Anyway, so just going off on what you said on everybody's different, find what works best for you. But I am with you. I am a huge fan of doing squats,
You
dude.
get me going. Tom Platts got to do 20
Yeah.
reps, 50 reps. Put 2 plates on, but he'd do 50 reps with 225 pounds. Just
And
insane.
do them until you just fucking fell out.
Yep.
Excuse my
But
language, sorry.
His legs were and that
Monstrous,
was-
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially for that.
Still
era.
look good, dude. That's
Yeah,
why I'm doing.
he's
I don't know how old the video was, but it was like recent, within the last
Yep.
couple years,
He's
that he
just a
popped a
beast.
quad, and I was like, man, dude, look at those things, dude.
Yeah, he's a
It
beast.
was cool.
So I wanted to touch on that. Now, Kyle's training for a show.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've been asked this before by people, and we're all a little different, but can you out-train your diet? Or can you out-train a bad diet? What's your take on that?
You're not gonna like my answer, dude.
But that's where this is going to be fun.
So I say no. You can't out train a bad
I
diet.
knew he was going to say that.
Here's why. All right, I'm trying to collect my thoughts and how to word this. For several years, Megan and I, we trained to eat, so we could eat whatever we wanted. You know what I mean? So we could
kinda
have,
what I do.
so we could have Oreos, so we
I'm
could have
hungry.
pizza. So we were like, oh, you know. But I will say, for me, after doing that for so long, I stalled out. Like I stopped seeing any gains, no changes in my body, and I was like, what the hell's going on? And I was under the misconception, like I think a lot of people are, is you want to get big and you want to put weight on or muscle on, eat whatever, you know, just
Yeah,
bolt.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
and again, this was at a time in my life where my nutrition knowledge is not where it is now. And so I was just like, well, shit, I can eat whatever I want, man. If I want pizza, I got to eat to get big. And I was not fat. I still hit it hard 6 days a week in the gym, religiously, hour and a half, all that good stuff. And this was probably right in March of 2020. And one of my friends that I work construction with, his wife is a competitor. They promote shows now. And he was like, Papi, you need to hire a coach, man. You you're really strong and you know what you're doing, but man, you could look so much better. So I thought about it and I called this guy, and he asked me on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you know about nutrition? I said, honestly, probably about a 5. He was like, okay, cool. Tell me what you ate yesterday. So I rattled it off. I told him, and he was like, your nutrition's your problem. And at that point, I was probably 220 pounds and probably 15, 16-ish% body fat. You know, I was under 20, but I was probably in the higher teens for sure. And didn't look bad at all, but again, it looked like that for damn near 2 years now, you know. And after 8 weeks of working with this coach and doing nothing but changing my nutrition and keeping my routine the same in the gym, holy crap, dude. The fat melted away. I got freaking chiseled, and I had never thought about doing a show before that. Even at that point, it wasn't on my mind. And I sent my check-in photos to my coach, and he called me, and he was like, dude,
you're going to do a show.
You want to do a show? And I was like, no, man, I'm not big enough for that. I'm a little guy. He's like, dude, you're freaking shredded. You look great.
Nowadays is it's not all open.
Exactly. And that's what he told me, because I didn't know any difference. He was like, dude, there's different categories, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But, and that was how I started to get excited about actually competing. And that was when I started competing, was because of that one phone call.
Let me interject in here a little
Yeah,
bit.
go ahead.
He is absolutely 100% correct, especially from if you want to look good in the mirror, if you want to compete. I look at it a little differently from a mass perspective of people. My diet is nowhere near what yours is. I mean, 2 nights ago we had a party for the kid that graduated, and I got into the brownie bites, and I didn't stop after, I probably had 10 of them.
It happens.
I didn't have one.
Dude.
I had 10. But I thought, well, okay, I just got to do a little more in the gym tomorrow to compensate for that to some degree.
Yeah.
I don't have a six-pack. I'm at a point in life where,
You don't care about a six-pack?
I mean, it'd be nice,
Yeah.
but I also know what it's going to take. Which is no brownie bites ever for 16 weeks.
Yeah.
But I will tell you this too: when we have pizza, I have 5 pieces.
Yeah.
Now, we had steak and baked potato last night. I always cook enough. I had 2 eggs, 10 ounces of steak, and a half baked potato and a half English muffin this morning for breakfast.
That's a freaking good meal,
so
dude. That's a
protein
good
and
breakfast.
Fuel.
Absolutely.
Now, and some of you will be like, holy crap, it's beef, it's butter, and it's eggs. But I even have a cardiologist now because of a little incident. And he's like, dude, you're crazy healthy.
Bro, those things are good for you.
Well, and if you are an avid workout person, well, it doesn't matter, gym, running, you're burning it up. And yeah, some of us are more prone to problems from it than others. You can get all sidetracked on that.
Yeah.
But my diet's decent, but at the same time, if I stopped going to the gym, if I stopped working out,
You'd blow up, dude.
dude, I weigh almost 250 pounds right now.
Yeah.
And people are like, no freaking way. Well, like you said this morning, I don't know, I don't wear shorts. I've been wearing them more lately because it's hot out. But I was like, dude, your legs are huge. And I'm like, that's all genetic. Or, I work all the time, but genetically, so I weigh 250 pounds. Well, 150 of it's from the waist down because of my legs.
Yeah. So, in your opinion, so you can out-train a bad diet?
To some degree, yes.
Okay. So I agree with you on that.
Not to get a six-pack, not to. But like, I don't look bad.
No, you don't look bad. Again, neither did I when I was eating to train, or training to eat. Yeah.
That's part of my philosophy.
So no, you're absolutely right, and it's and we'll switch gears here in just a second, but when people come in and they're like at 15% body fat, which is fantastic for American men, dude. That's great.
That's pretty low. Yeah.
Yes.
That's lower than I'm at right now.
And you're like, well, I want to get to 12. And I'm like, okay, well, to get to 12, you actually got to make sure that you're calculating what you eat, you're weighing it out, stuff like that, because you got to know. So if you're not worried about that, if you're not worried about getting to 12, and you're, like you said, you're strong, you're in the gym, and you're comfortable with the way you look, dude, there is absolutely nothing wrong with not weighing your food, just making healthy choices when you're there, and occasionally splurging and having 10 to 20 brownie bites. So
Well,
nothing wrong with that at all.
tell-
Megan and I
you and I
used to
tell people-
crush a bag of Oreos
Yes.
every Sunday night
It was your
with
thing.
milk while
Yep.
we were watching Game of Thrones, dude.
well, and I tell people all the time, they're like, "How do you do it?" I'm like, "I work really hard at it."
Yeah.
And I tell people like, "Well, how?" And I'm like, I tell people, don't fixate on the scale.
That's a true statement, man.
The mirror is your friend or your enemy, depending how you look at it.
Yeah.
But the mirror's your friend,
Well, what about the test you were talking about the last show?
or sitting on the toilet. How's it look? Oh, it don't look too bad.
But you're right. The scale is a tool, and that's it, dude. Nothing
Exactly.
more, nothing less.
And
It's a
don't,
tool.
Don't obsess with it. I mean, unless you got to make weight for a show, because
Yeah.
of the class you're in or something along those lines. So yeah,
Cool. Good.
for sure.
Good talk, Eric.
So we're talking about food. What's your favorite cookie,
Oh shit, dude. I'd say like so.
or favorite two? Or
No. Yeah. I mean,
hard to pick one.
I am a pretty no, dude. I'm a weirdo. I'm a very simple guy, believe it or not, man. Give me like a double chocolate chip cookie, and I don't mean like double the chocolate chips. I mean like a chocolate cookie with chocolate chips in it, like from the cookie
like-
store at the mall, like a Mrs.
Yeah.
Fields or something
Yeah,
like
the
that from the
chocolate
mall.
with chocolate. You
Yeah.
want the chocolate overload when you're
That's
going
me.
for it.
Yes, absolutely.
I can appreciate that.
Second to that is going to be just a standard chocolate chip cookie, dude. Oh, I'm not a fancy guy,
They're
man.
hard to beat.
Yeah.
Those the standard chocolate chip. I'll tell you, like homemade, or if you're gonna buy them at the store, Costco's chocolate chip cookies are ridiculously good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's another problem. I can't eat one or two. I eat six. I'm like, oh, crap.
Who brings them home from the store? You or Erica?
Usually we don't usually, but we had a graduation
Yeah,
stuff
so you
going
had some.
on,
All right,
so we
all
got
right,
some
all
for
right,
that.
all right.
Well, I couldn't say no.
Yeah.
I had to make sure they were okay for everybody.
Absolutely. Taste test, man. You know, no, quality control.
Yeah,
That's
quality
what it
control.
is. Quality control.
I didn't want anybody else to eat too many, so I had to eat a few.
So how about yours? What's your favorite? You didn't answer.
Well, a standard chocolate chip is always right up there.
Okay.
But if I'm in the mood for it and I want one at breakfast time, an oatmeal raisin, but a good one with the brown, like a good sweet one.
Yeah. Interesting.
And I think that's just probably how I, growing up on the farm, and Mom made great oatmeal
Yeah.
raisin cookies. So
Yeah.
so
I guess I'm a sucker for like a homemade peanut
if I
butter
could have
cookie.
a third around the holiday season, my mom used to make homemade molasses cookies.
The hell is a molasses cookie?
You use molasses, this syrup, dude. I'm going to see Mom. I'll get her recipe. They're brown in color, but they're gingery because of the molasses.
Yeah.
We only had them during the holidays, but oh, they're good. They're soft.
Dude, your like eyes are like twinkling right now, dude.
They're great. So we've tried to throw in some fun stuff like this.
Uh-huh. How about? Sorry, I know you're trying to move on. You're watching
Yeah.
that
Hey,
stupid
the
timer.
timer's already gone off twice.
Okay, cool. Where do you like to get your cookies from? Costco, homemade, what?
Well, we're simple and we're busy.
Yeah,
The pre-baked ones, the break apart.
I
chocolate
agree,
chip
dude.
ones,
We ain't
you
on
can't-
time to make homemade cookies.
No,
And everybody keeps talking about crumble cookies. You had a crumble cookie?
we have. They're okay.
They're so sweet.
They're super sweet.
They
It's
like-
almost too sweet.
You know what their
me.
marketing is like 100 calories. Hold on. It is. Promise. Look them up.
What,
but
bite?
it's 100 calories per serving.
Which is
And each cookie is like, 6 servings or something like
so
that,
I-
dude.
yeah, so I get a bite.
So if you don't pay attention, you're like, oh man, this whole cookie's 100 calories. And they're like this big and got crap all over them. You're like, how can that be? And then
gotta
you read the fine
you gotta
details.
Read the per
Yeah.
serving and what a serving really. Well, that's like it's like a bag of chips or anything like that. Serving 12 chips. Who
Yeah.
eats 12 potato chips?
Nobody.
Erica does. When she's watching it,
Uh-huh.
she'll count their almonds out.
I just-
19 almonds is my serving.
Well, see, that's good. That's a good thing.
That's more.
I just don't buy the potato chips, though, man.
There you go. We have them because of the kids, and then I'm guilty of. Well, that would be good. But okay, I brought you another shirt today,
Okay.
and this it kind of. I thought about this. I think I sent this to you, but I hear people talk about motivation, commitment, dedication.
Yeah.
And my thing, especially for most of my life, is I don't need to be motivated because I'm dedicated.
Okay.
I'm dedicated to work, to the gym, like to whatever I set out to do.
Mm-hmm.
So when I decide I'm going to do something, I do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not always motivated,
Mm-hmm.
but I hear people say, "Oh, I just don't have any motivation to go to the gym." Just freaking go to the gym.
Yeah,
It's always been my thing. Now,
So you're-
but I've been listening and watching other people
Mm-hmm.
talk about it, and I'm like, nah. Maybe they don't have the dedication I do, so they
that's
need
what it's
somebody
discipline. You call it
Yeah,
dedication.
yeah.
Same thing to me though.
Discipline.
It's
Yeah,
discipline.
You got to be disciplined.
To say that I'm going to
You got
go.
to be disciplined and dedicated.
Yeah.
And do it.
Mm-hmm. So David Goggins, who I love, is there's motivation is like the weather. It changes. It comes and goes. You can't
Right.
just get stuff done based on how you feel for the day. You got to go whether you want to or not. And that's the same thing with everything in life.
Absolutely.
You can't be motivated to go to work. You just gotta go to work regardless if you want to or not, man. If you want to be
you
a
want-
real man and take care of your family and make stuff
Absolutely.
happen,
Yep.
nothing would get done if we all just waited to see if we were motivated.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
But I see a lot of people talk about it,
yeah,
and I guess my thing with that is, if you aren't feeling motivated, don't let that bring you down. Just go do it.
yeah. There's a lot of days
It's like
I don't
Nike,
want to work
do it.
out, dude.
Do it.
But once you go through it, and they may not be top-notch workouts every time on that day, but I still go through the whole workout plan, and I feel better after doing it because I actually did something I didn't want to do, pushed myself to be better, and kind
You know
of
what happens
wakens
with
me
me
up
on
a
those
little
days?
bit.
Probably once a month, I'm like, just really not feeling it today. Not all that motivated, but we're gonna go do it. And then I get about 4 or 5 sets in and get a little sweat going.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't know why I was thinking that way because I feel great now.
Yeah, the endorphins get kicking in the
Yeah.
brain, man. Body starts to feel good.
Yeah, and then every once in a while you do have one of those. Well, I kind of went through the motions.
Yeah.
Then my thought process is, well, I didn't go backwards.
Exactly. You
So
were
some-
still
sometimes
in
you
there
have it-
getting better that day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a matter of, hey, as long as I'm not going backwards, then it's still a win.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
So.
So what else you got on that? Motivation versus
Well, it just-
discipline.
Well, when I used to see other people and be like, man, just go do it. But I'm trying to take an approach of like, well, how can I help motivate you if that's
Yeah.
what it's going to take?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, bro. Don't be lazy. Don't not do it. Like, don't be mad at yourself tomorrow because you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And then fall in a slump and not do it for 4 days
Yeah.
or a week or a month or 6 months. A good acquaintance of mine from a previous job, he fell off for a while and he's back at it and he's all motivated again and he's posting positive stuff and I'm like, yeah, that's, you do you, and I try to chime in once in a while, hey, I see you killing it over there, keep it up.
Mm-hmm.
As
That's good.
opposed to, I used to always just stay in my lane and be like, I don't give a shit about whatever, I got to do my thing and
Yeah.
stay busy. But I'm trying to be more of a, with the shirts and our stuff, positive, inspirational, motivational. If that's, if it helps you, great. Like, that's what we want to do.
You know what I don't like? I'm gonna be a really Debbie Downer because I have a friend of mine
Uh-oh.
who has dude, it is what it is. No drive to do anything better than what they're doing right now, but they take all this stuff off Instagram, these positive posts, get out there and do this, do that, and they post it on their Instagram. And
But they're not walking
Yeah,
the walk.
I'm like, dude, stop living through someone else. Stop posting someone else's crap. Or if you are, why don't you listen to the advice they're giving and go out and
Go out
do
and
something?
some more. Do
Yeah.
a little more.
So I
Do a
don't
little
know.
more.
It's-
Be better. Well, that's like this thing with us. This is our second one of these, and we are collaborating on some shirts. It's kind of funny. We had taken some time off from that end of it. I found out they don't print on Saturdays, which is why I don't have new shirts. So we'll probably get them on Monday.
Yeah.
Well, they'll probably come in Monday when I'm out of town.
Sounds
and
like a
we'll pick
Monday
them
through
up.
Friday kind of gig.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. But they're super cool people, and the process with shirts going forward is going to be easier once we get the timeline down.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. just doing little, like, I'm only so techie, and like the logo and getting the background right to
Yeah.
get it on the shirt. When I messed with it and messed with it, like you said, and you're like, oh man, you're obsessed with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I got it, and now I know I could take a picture of something and make it work.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, now I know the steps.
Yeah.
And it's really easy. Just took me a while to find the right thing to click on. So I'm excited about that. We are going to, I don't know if you care if I touch on this, but we're going to do some giveaway stuff.
Yeah.
Collaborated shirts. We're going to do like a drawing here at the gym. Every time we're going to set this up. Hopefully we'll get it set up in the next week where people start for a week or whatever. Every time they come in, they get their name in a deal.
Yeah.
With what size shirt they would wear. And we're going to give out like 5 shirts. It's not huge. It's not 500, but it's just
To start.
yeah,
It's
we're doing a kind of a grassroots, getting our names
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
And helping, to motivate people. Our first shirt is going to basically be about excuses.
Uh-oh. Like how to make them?
No. Our first,
I don't know. How to make excuses, right?
well, break excuses. Listen, Kyle.
Jeez, dude, you're looking at me like I got horns growing out of my head. I thought you could pick up on the joke, my friend.
I'm sorry. Get me going. Like when I walk in the gym and Kyle will be like, "You mad, Eric?" No, I'm focused, Kyle.
So the look of sheer determination on the man's face. But I like to mess with him and ask him if he's mad.
He likes to tell me I'm looking small too.
You do the same?
Well, now I do.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, you gotta work on those KOs.
Whatever.
Hey, you got anything else?
No, I'm good. Did you want to show the shirt or anything that
Well,
you
here,
brought
I
out,
this
dude?
for
I
you.
mean,
these are actually.
ooh, that's
next-
cool, dude.
We had those made. That was a limited deal.
You should have let me wear this throughout the show so my goofy hair didn't.
No, the hair's for Tom. Tom works out here.
there we
We'll talk
go.
about Tom. There. This is like what we're.
Yes, that's good. That's cool.
So, and most of the shirts on our site currently, if you go to rebelandlast.com, are like this. They're the soft style shirts.
Yeah, no, I felt it. It was.
Now
Yeah.
there's a couple on there that aren't because they're original stuff that are 100% cotton. They're not quite as soft. I've got that kind of in the description. I probably need to be a little more clear on it. But a lot of these shirts I think we're going to take out of inventory and do giveaways
Yeah.
because the new stuff going
Damn,
forward
I got a
is
big
all going to
head.
be the cotton polyester blend. That's the nice soft style shirts that pretty much 99.9% of people like. And
Like.
anyhow.
Yeah.
And they just last longer.
They do, man. They do.
So,
They're form fitting.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we got, and we'll have new stuff coming. I posted a while back about a shirt that I made that got 99 problems in the gym ain't one. And then we went a whole different direction within a week of that as far as how we're going to have them made. So the font's going to be different than that one, and that's why I haven't put it on the site yet.
Mm-hmm.
But we should be able to start making some of those Tuesday, and then I'll get them on the site. And I'll get shirts for our giveaway too.
Eric, I'm gonna. How often are you checking the comments on what we're gonna be posting? Regularly? Do you get notifications if there's a comment made?
I just check every couple days.
If you got a comment or like want to hear on like any of the topics we talked about, we want to know what your favorite cookie is. We want to know what you think about leg day, how you stay disciplined over
Yeah,
motivated.
absolutely.
So let us know. And if there's anything that y'all want us to talk about to get you as the audience involved, then drop it in the comments, man. We'll
Yeah, comments,
We'll bring
likes,
it
all
up.
that stuff is going to help us.
absolutely.
And we're trying to
So,
grow this.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we need to probably start with that at the beginning too.
Yeah, probably. It's all right. We'll get better as we go.
Yeah, give us a like.
Or I think we already cut off 20 minutes on this one compared to last week. So
Yeah.
that's a plus.
Have a good Sunday.
All right.
I
Thanks,
gotta
guys.
get to
Happy
work on it.
Memorial Day.